Hello you beautiful people and welcome back to Let's Play Warhammer 40k Inquisitor Prophecy, where we will go on with the priority assignment.
We know that the Alpha Pariah has the unique ability to completely destroy demons, instead of simple banishment. But we have no idea how that works.
True. The data we have on her abilities is scarce, and her previous encounter with a greater demon on the Martyr could be an anomaly.
This is why I want her to join me on the chaos-infested world during my mission. Her powers could purge the infestation.
You are experimenting with a live subject, Inquisitor. An idea worthy of a tech priest.
Sometimes you need to resort to unorthodox methods, I suppose.
I will prepare the Alpha subject and have the teleportarium ready when you call for her.
Then I'd say we will right now call her. Let's talk to her before.
The time has come for you to join me on a priority mission. It is time to test your abilities and determination.
Before I say anything, what am I supposed to do?
We will enter a hive in the thralls of a chaos infestation. I want you to employ your powers to put an end to that foul contamination.
No! Absolutely not! I lived through that nightmare countless times. Walls thick with muck, shambling shadows on the corridors, the growling of those creatures. No!
Your fear of chaos is understandable, but you are far from defenseless. And this was not a request, by the way.
Are you willing to kill me if I disobey? Or am I too valuable for that?
Okay, what we choose here is of course clear. The Alpha Pariah is a unique asset, so I must approach her very carefully. Her behavior is unacceptable, but maybe some tech could serve me more at the moment. Radical decision we are going to go after. Her fear is irrelevant, the needs of the Imperium are paramount. I must take her, use her abilities, whatever. I must take her, use her abilities. Oh my goodness, I must take her, use her abilities? I must make her use her abilities, whatever it takes. I go with the radical decision.
I would do anything in my power to save the Imperium from destruction. Would you?
I would. But you must know that I am truly terrified. What if I lose control over my powers?
You will not. This is why we need to test your abilities out there.
You are right. I think. Yes, I will accompany you.
Alright, so that is good. We will travel to the next location and see what we have to do in this wonderful mission. So let's see. Burning out the rot. The epidemic turned out to be a mutagenic virus manufactured by a powerful chaos entity, which was a minor detail that my auto-heretical brother forgot to mention. I eliminated the deranged mutants, but I want to reach the source of the infestation. I must venture... But I want to reach the source of the infestation, I must venture into the Underhive. That doesn't make sense, I think. The Alpha Pariah will accompany me. Her unique abilities may aid me greatly.
You are approaching the site where the plague originated. Beware. The sensors are indicating increasing warp activity in the area.
Splendid. This Nurgle infestation is a gift that keeps on giving. In any case, it is the perfect opportunity to test the Alpha Pariah's unique abilities.
Oh yeah, and we will put her abilities to a wonderful little test right now.
I don't even know what I should do.
Just do whatever you've already done several times when you tried to protect yourself.
Okay, she is not immense. Okay, yeah, she's helping out a little bit. She might even be more powerful. She practically is more powerful than us. That is for certain, although I am not certain if she in this mission is able to die. That might be possible and might not be possible, but I practically don't want to find out. Okay, we are now a little teensy bit in a dicey situation, since there is a standard bearer and 2 Plague Ridden. And what is weird, not weird, but where you need to be a little careful with the standard bearer, its normal spell there can do a lot of damage to us, weirdly enough. But it didn't hold up that long. Nice.
Regarding your uncertainty, I wonder why Uther Tiberius didn't train you.
Uther was a genius, but also a terrible mentor.
If it helps, I'm inclined to avoid his mistakes.
It helps a little, yes.
Okay, so we will of course help her out.
Ears of me. I must stop this emperor thing.
So, the good thing is Beacon is down before he called any support in. The bad thing, of course, the usual thing which I always say, ran like an idiot through the trap there. Very, very wonderful. So I wonder, of course, the NPC there I think is not using as many spells as we are technically, or as many warp spells or heavy heat cost spells like us, whether she actually is having some sort of warp heat system as well, but I'd say no to that. Okay, was a little bit of a dead end. I did not expect that, but well, sometimes. Okay, I totally was misguided there actually, but at least on the other hand, we can say we found a few crafting ingredients.
Bold choice to bring me here. Has it occurred to you that maybe you are the one who should be afraid of me?
Are you threatening me?
I'm just pointing out the fact that I have no control over my abilities. That's all.
I honestly have to say, as I said in many omissions, I don't remember at all how most missions are going to turn out. So I have absolutely no idea whether or if we are going to have some, well, so to say, contact with her in being engaged by her in a sense of being attacked. Of course, that was now a big risk which I took there, and we were totally overheated, but obviously I wanted to take down all of the nasty ass demons which were well, being very, very not that good in contact with us. So the standard bearer, well, as I always like to say, not the most hard-hitting enemy. The what he has a lot of HP, and he can constantly re-summon smaller kinds of enemies. That makes him a little teensy bit annoying. Not annoyingly hard to fight against, that of course not, but it's not the easiest enemy to defeat. Compared, or not compared, but then his ton load of HP come to mind as well. And I could actually use the medical supply. That might be a little bit helpful. I am not certain what we are going to approach in the next room. Utterly honest there.
It is time. Unleash your powers on the Horde.
Are you sure you want me to do this?
This is your destiny. This is what you are. Should you fail to comply, you will probably die.
It is too much. I don't know if I can control it. Yes, I can do this. Perish!
Oh my god.
By the Emperor! Her powers are definitely growing. But she has no control over her abilities. Tech Priest, I need her back on the ship, now.
Experiencing recurring calibration problems. Warp anomalies combined with the subject's distortion field are hindering return teleportation.
This location is extremely unsafe for her.
Correct. Sensors indicate large hostile forces inbound.
I need the Space Marine down here. You can send him down here, right?
It was wise of you to call me, Master. No one will withstand my righteous fury.
Try to keep your head clear and focus on the protection of the Alpha. Her survival is paramount.
Rest assured, not a single abomination will live long enough to get to her.
She at least has 13,000 HP, which ain't that bad. The little downside is where we are. The location is not ideal at all. And on the other hand, that there is nothing like in the other defensive mission or wave missions where we had at least some mines or tarantulas. I am... Sadly enough, we don't have that.
Priest, why haven't you evacuated the Alpha Pariah yet?
Calibrating teleportarium sequences. Chance of failure calculated unacceptable. Suggestion: nullify the source of Imperium fluctuations.
That was hardly a revelation. Find a solution. Witness the glory of the Emperor.
But maybe the help of the Space Marine is actually worth a tarantula or something like that. Maybe, maybe not. First plate goes down, second one as well. And I have the feeling that the waves are becoming a little, obviously a little bit harder than they were before. But at least the Alpha Pariah by now has not taken any sort of damage. And this one should be the last of the... Or is it the last?
Tell me, Inquisitor, is this young woman really worth all this trouble? Not that I need any excuse to kill the filth. Just wondering.
She is an Imperial citizen and a very important one.
She is also a pariah. And I just can't help feeling instant, deep revulsion when I'm around her. Not to mention natural powers.
She can destroy demons, though. The galaxy is burning, and those powers are the most valuable assets we have ever had against the ruinous powers.
Well, that definitely is a point, but it's always a hard decision to actually say whether that is worth it or not, I think. And this wave of course now is very, very uncool, because so many champions here, and the hard part about them, if they luckily don't do it, but if they would focus on the Alpha Pariah, that would mean, well, maybe certain death, but no, actually not. But they can do a large amount of damage. But luckily, I think these are the first, or this is actually the end of the third wave.
Calibration complete. Estimated chances of successful teleportation are currently at 95%.
And what happens to the Sergeant and the Alpha Pariah in the case of an unsuccessful teleport?
Their physical bodies will disintegrate. Regarding the spiritual component, you can access reference material flagged as unconfirmed.
If we lose the Pariah due to a faulty teleport, there will be consequences.
Okay, and we need to fight our way. Ah, okay, we still have to purify this location. Okay, fair enough. Now that we are a little bit alone, it's going, I guess, to be a little bit harder, but the area ain't that big, obviously. Okay, let me...
Do you see how fragile your master's so-called Imperium is? How imperfect you all are? This insight is a gift from our benefactor.
Who would that be? Another pitiful traitor yearning for vengeance on his former kind?
Alas, I cannot share his name with you, but rest assured, his genius will turn the Karagari sector into the most beautiful garden of Nurgle.
Not on my watch. I will burn out this rot with the sacred fire of the Emperor.
Such fervor! A true pity that I must kill you so abruptly. Why not? Your flesh will spawn wonderful gifts for the Grandfather.
Okay, we are in a very, very dicey situations right now, since I totally need to get out of here. Too many enemies they are firing at us, and we are theoretically nearly out of inoculators, and that, you might know, is never a good thing at all. The reason I was going up there like an idiot is actually I wanted to activate the not tarantula things, but I thought we might activate something to help us out. But then the Psyker is nearly down. Only a couple of seconds remaining of his wonderful life. And we will go through the clue quickly. Goth, my dearest brother in Virulenz. That is what I do like. Well, I don't like viruses, but I don't like the pun, the play of words. I read your observations on our architect with a heavy heart, and I must agree, his expertise in the blessed arts is outstanding, but his motivations are dubious to say the least. Even his chosen titles seek of arrogance and vanity. Architect, Illuminator, I won't even mention the one we know the best, since it's an assault to our Lord. As an apothecary he is entitled to a degree of arrogance, but I have to agree once again, yes, he isn't worthy of our trust and loyalty. That said, we cannot deny that he has held up his end of the bargain so far. The wondrous gift he bestowed upon the undeserving cattle is a wondrous order. Ode, okay, to the Grandfather. Our warband is growing in prestige, and once the Nexus opens, this bleak corner of their false Imperium will turn into the most beautiful garden of plague. Regardlessly, the second part of the message, spending so much time on his convoluted plan to capture the Inquisitor is a waste of our efforts. This must once again stem from the obsession with Uther, Tiberius, and the Anathema Ultima. I would prefer a more direct attack on the servants of the false Emperor, but there are certain merits to his more subtle approach. For the orders for now, keep him alive until he perfects the 7-time plus formula. Wait until he returns to the Maw of Madness. After that we will discuss this matter.
This is most disturbing. The entire epidemic was a ploy to lure Inquisitors here.
Well, yes, that sounds of course very, very chaos-like. Once the warlocks are down, I will use
Let's see what happens now.
this little engine.
Defense mechanism activated.
And let's use the distraction to actually focus on a couple of enemies here as well. As long as the enemies, at least we are forcing... okay, now we might be a little teensy bit in trouble, since I obviously did not do enough damage against this wonderful little dreadnought. At least we have a inoculator refill, but I am uncertain whether that is directly going to be necessary or not. Since, unlike a Hellbrute, this Nurgle Dreadnought should not be able to summon in... He might summon in Gobblers, but I think nothing like Plague Bearers or anything like that. And okay, now it's going to be a little bit out of hand. Let me take on the medical supply here just in case. 2 inoculators obviously are better than none, and let's already use 1. And with his 3000 HP now remaining, no problemo at all. Okay, a lot of bigger enemies we have faced in this episode. That is quite neat. Okay, I don't see a skull. And then maybe the last enemy here comes up. Oh, Fabius Bile.
By the Emperor. The primogenitor.
Inquisitor, I've been expecting you. I'm truly disappointed, though, that you came alone.
Spare me the grand monologue, you abomination.
I've been hunting your kind for a long time, but I never dared to hope that the Dark Gods would send me the one who has the Alpha Pariah. Tell me, where is she now?
I'd suggest you prepare for more disappointment, creature.
The Anathema Ultima, the Alpha subject. Call her whatever you want, but she is mine! I have been trying to reclaim my precious experiment since that perfidious Tiberius cheated her out of my hands!
You might begin to see a pattern here.
Oh no, I will take you alive, Inquisitor. We will experiment, you and I, to see where the threshold of suffering lies for you. Then you will be ready to denounce your master and beg for my forgiveness.
Okay, I don't know. Oh my god. 2 bloody hits.
Vile! Your existence is a curse upon this world. Judgment will finally find you.
Another Inquisitor? This plan seems to be working splendidly, if I do say so myself.
For your innumerable crimes, your sentence is death. Delivered here and now.
You are wasting the dwindling resources of your pathetic Imperium. I am one of many. Even if you succeeded, you would accomplish nothing. But you won't.
Lies upon lies. The judgment of the Emperor is upon you, heretic.
Inquisitor, next time I expect you to bring what belongs to me. Until then...
Okay, now... Okay, we are still... Yes, as you can see, we used way too many inoculators in the beginning. That is too bad. But now, let's try to focus him down. But he's teleporting out of action.
You set me up, Inquisitor. What's worse, you have risked an extremely important Imperial asset. I should bring this to the Conclave.
Spare me the indignation. My order knew that Fabius Bile is here in the Caligari sector, and we have been hunting for that traitor for a very long time.
And from your perspective, the demise of Bile is the ultimate priority.
Obviously. Appreciate the irony, Inquisitor. Bile set a trap for us that we used to entrap Bile.
And still he escaped. I strongly advise that you refrain from using the Alpha Pariah as a bait in future.
Alright, and that, guys, right now brings us to the end of this episode. And you know it, I, as usual, really thank you for watching. If you guys actually do have enjoyed this episode, please give me a little thumbs up and subscribe, and hopefully I see ya in the next episode. We with speed and ease go through that investigation. The investigation into a mysterious rob-related plague proved to be a chaos ploy to lure Inquisitors into the clutches of Habeas Bile, who is desperately seeking a way to locate the Alpha Pariah. Ironically, my presence in the infected hive was the result of another ploy, an attempt on the part of the Ordo Hereticus to lure out Bile. I thwarted the plans of the Primogenitor, but he escaped. Considering his attraction towards the Alpha Pariah, I suspect that I will meet this insane monster again. And with that, have a nice day, stay frosty. Bye.